How does that sound? I can't even tell. I can't even hear myself. What the heck? I always forget how this turns. This is the only thing that sucks about doing these streams by yourself. You can't even tell if anything works. Too bad the stream started, despite the fact that 4 minutes earlier. First of all, shout out to the first comment of the stream. Toxic. Yep. Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, of course show this comment. What the heck? Why? YouTube, don't random comments. Cause this is valid. But yeah, here we are with the second Geats. Originally this week, it was actually supposed to be the 6th build stream with Duke and I, but then basically we had 2 streams like set. I had both of them set as my and Udos are like behind me and such, but why not let Twitter decide? And for some reason, I don't know why it always does that. Matrix, it's been doing that for the last few streams. I think just because internet or something like no, but it's annoying for me. Oh well. Why didn't I just try to find the tweet when I was talking about that? Gosh. I also apologize if I'm not speaking closely to the mic, just because I'm like on my top. But how do you share stuff again? You just go. Because I only want to share the tab. So nope, not that one yet. Hello, Robo. So this was the let me back to stream to make it a solo. But this was the poll. One didn't do as well as like the last 2 polls. So I told Draken about it just because we were still about whether you're going to do. And like Geats, which I'll be honest, just say here, it's not really a fair because only I would have actually just nulled this poll anyway, just and did the build stream. However, I'll stop sharing that. However, something else came up that, yeah, it kind of sucked at first, but at the same time, I found good use to it. I'm sorry, but yeah, I got COVID. Yeah, that's life, baby. It's funny. I'm sorry, but I thought like that was the perfect time to actually share that because in a in this random thread that like appeared on my timeline. Not, I mean, I think I found it in a trend or something like that, but it's like this. It's this Twitter thread just called a short thread of Yuri cursing because she just likes us, and like the first tweet is her like sticking her middle finger. What? Okay, good. This is not captured, but like I think Yuri's like following statement. I'm not gonna show it because I want to keep these accounts confidential. I don't want them associated with my account because I don't think they want associate at all. But response after was like, "Well, lovelies, just wait. Let's fight against bleeping Corona and tear it all." I'm I'm just trying to at least get myself energized. This is not a way to energize yourself. This is how you deviate your audience. See, um, yeah. See, going back to Matrix is basically I think when the like bars show up, I think that's when I'm lagging because that's what I kind of determined in the last stream, the birthday countdown stream. But anyways, um, let's finally in. So this is what we're dealing with today. As you can see, as we do a pan up, as you can see, it goes all the way up to the top of the review station. So this is all stuff that I got at least since. When did the HLJ box come in? Do you have the Tycoon ID core? Indeed, I do. Oh gosh, okay. Wait, let me. It's lag. Why is it's freezing up on Tycoon? But yep, here's the Tycoon ID core. But really do not get why I can't. Like, what's the point of me wearing headphones? I'm not going to be able to hear myself. Wait, maybe I can hear myself from here. Can I now? My earbuds? No. Oh. Again, we're just going to wing it. I'm just going to have to assume you guys can hear me. But, so let me run down everything we're going to open up and then talk about the issues I've been having with the next month or the last monthly unboxing of the year. What is the blue tote besides the... Oh, this is the... Yeah, let me get to that. Excuse me. But, so continuing off of what we did last stream, September stuff, we have technically we have the driver buckle, but we have the shoot. I'm sorry. I should have muted that. I apologize. Oh, this is why I've actually stopped videos being sick, but I apologize that. We got the Magnum Shooter 40X. Let me just start rearranging this now. And then, oh gosh. So, like, I know I shouldn't probably be doing stuff, but I kind of promised that I was going to do a stream, so and plus this is not going to be as like energy inducing. So here's the Magnum Shooter 40X, and I was that it for September that I didn't have besides the 2-side driver buckle. What the heck just happened to the playback? October. October is obviously the Ninja Rays buckle, and the what was this? The Bikuri Mission Box 001 and Double Rays buckle set. So yeah, this was originally the sign on one of our signal bikes was supposed to be, because I know this one was supposed to be a signal bike. Playback is really bad. This, so, I mean, this one's the Hatena Mission Box 002. These things are a lot smaller than I was anticipating, which is kind of good. Actually, last thing in October, to answer your question, do you have the Zombie Breaker buckle with the punk jack? I'll answer that. I'll answer that after this question. This is the Wizard Driver buckle. And to answer that question, why is the so horrendous? I already opened. I already had Monster. Monster was in the first stream, and I'm not picking up the. I'm not picking up the Zombie Breaker nor Ninja Door just because I don't want to. Oh no, this is the last thing. We have the Spider phone, which is pretty exciting. And that leads us to November. So we have the Ray. This is really terrible playback. How is this going? How is this on YouTube? 8X. Is it just my phone? I don't default. The propeller. No, this is just drill and propeller raised buckle set. Decker driver and O's driver raised buckle set. And then of that fever slot. Like so. And then I received, and this one I have obtained. Today's Friday. I think I've obtained this on Tuesday, I believe. But obviously, we have the Command Twin buckle and raising sword, which I got with the Tycoon, or luckily. So, yeah. Let's talk about the YouTube playback, because I'm getting really concerned with how this is looking. It's the worst things have looked. But I just want to apologize for everything that's going really poorly. Oh, the magazine version of the Arrow. I didn't pick that up just because I don't want it. But let's just take this down first of all, just so then we can just start. Everything as well. I talk about all this stuff. So basically, so initially because I think I might address it here, but I might readdress it in the monthly unboxing that's gonna get out on next Wednesday. But basically, the majority of the Geek stuff I got through Amazon Japan, just because it was, just because they were like, there's at the time when we got these were at retail price still, and it was like nowhere else had them at retail price. So I was like, okay, like we might as well just get them off here and such. But then for some, because for the last two packages I got from Amazon Japan, which was like the Rolling Vice stamp and like the Change Heroes for Rue Soldier and Donner Asame, like Striken didn't have any issues with the bank at all. But then with these two orders, we were having those issues again. Or like basically like Striken has to contact the bank, just because they're gonna think, just because of security reasons, they have to like verify the purchase, so then to make sure it's not a scam and such. So it's just like, we went through all of those hoops, and initially it was just like, okay, cool, like I at least just got all these things over with, like we can just enjoy doing the stream and such. And then for some reason, like I did, like one thing I did not mention that I did get within the Amazon Japan stuff was the Yokai Watch Zero Shinki version, or Type S. I really do love this thing a lot. I was very like on and off with it just because of like, at first, like from the Bandai Mania video, I was like, oh, it's not the exact same thing, just like how the version note was like the just an updated version of the original toy. Like this one is basically just externally it's the same, just updated, but internally it's practically a new watch. But I felt like the Bandai Mania video didn't really show off like the fun factor of it. I felt like they only showed like the real basics, unless I'm just misremembering stuff. But actually having this one in person is like really fun. However, obviously I filmed the opening for that one just because obviously I wasn't going to do it on stream because the video for the Zero Shinki Type S took like an hour 20 and such. So I'm like, okay, good. Like I finally have a video to put out on all. I finally got the last video I need for this month and such. I just do my typical thing of like moving my phone footage to my hard drive because I can't do it on the pen drive because of how big they are. And like, everything seemed fine and such. But then for some reason, when I plugged into my computer, the footage was gone. So I was like, you're kidding me. So then, I immediately just got some like free like data recovery application or program just to see if it's actually still present. Like the first one I did get, yeah, my Amazon Japan unboxings were still present, but for some reason my Yokai Watch opening is like gone. So that one's completely lost, but like my Amazon Japan ones were still at least available. So I'm like, okay, if I can always get these things, then I'll be fine. Like it sucks I lost the Yokai Watch one, but like, oh well. And like obviously because it's a free application, you have to pay for it. And basically obviously they have a limit of like how much you can like recover. So like I think it was like 512 megabytes or something. But obviously my 2 Amazon Japan unboxings were like together like 48 gigabytes. And the thing was that for the first part, that one was way too mellow. So like I was gonna like just only use 5 minutes of it anyway. But then it wouldn't let me recover the footage, despite the fact it's there. And all because it wanted me to buy its application. And this is what I figured out later. Like I got the application, saw that it was there, but I didn't want to take it on myself, so I asked my oldest brother if he can help with it. And like he did and such. But he was like telling me like, oh, because I was telling him like there should be like 3 clips or like 3 files that he should be looking out for and such. But then like, you know, but then he told me that, oh yeah, like I recovered 5 files, but like they're all corrupted and such. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I said that there was only 3. So then I looked at what exactly the files were, and they were already like files I previously had. So I'm like, that's weird that his like the program he used to recover the data didn't even find the videos. So that's why I did it again. But then this is when I discovered like, oh, okay, these free apps suck because if you want to try to recover something big without having to pay for it, you can't do it. You're basically at a dead end of just like, well, okay, I guess the footage is lost. And it sucked for me just because of the fact it's been a while since I've lost footage. And it just sucks just because of like, I want to try to preserve everything I do just because of like, yeah, it might mean like the littlest and such, but it's still like, it's still something I did and such. But it just sucks that it's gone now. Especially the Yokai Watch one, like was said, just because I actually had fun, like just discovering all the stuff I never knew about it beforehand. But what I literally discovered, I think 2 days ago, was that so I re-recorded the ending again, explaining the same exact situation. And I did multiple tests to make sure that everything was fine. And the thing is that my camera footage still works still moves as it should and such. But then I realized, for some reason now, it's my computer that's at fault, not my laptop nor the hard drive. It's my computer that's wiping these files off, and it's like weird because I literally um re-recorded the ending again, apologizing for the loss of the unboxing. And then that took like 10 minutes to like move to my hard drive. And I immediately like went upstairs, plugged into my hub, and then like the footage was gone. And I'm like, wow. Like, I'm just like, well, shoot. I don't know how I'm supposed to move footage now. Just because of like, I can't like. I'm probably gonna have to do the complicated process of just doing it through Google Drive, like what Dragon has to do. I can't just drop it on like the network hard drive just because that's going to corrupt the video. But like Zarkin's reason as to why he has to drop things into Google Drive is just because his cord is faulty. But like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Sorry, I had to mute that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna say like I apologize that the last 2 packages are gone. They're recoverable. You just have to pay for it. which is kind of annoying. And I'm sorry that I should have probably answered this question, but so can you mention which Legend Rider buckles and which one of them you have until now? So the only Legend Rider buckle I had before, which I should probably grab all of these. I don't know why I didn't beforehand. I don't know why I didn't prepare for this, but the only buckle I had was the 01 buckle, or the 01 driver buckle, just because I couldn't pre-order the Desire driver in August, just because Ryken had to fulfill other orders. And I'm still kind of searching, like I'm still like looking out for like listings and such. But now I got 5 more now, because we got the 2-side driver, the wizard driver, which I should have probably waited because of the fact they announced Gashapon Best, which is basically just comprising of like it's mostly Gashapon Set 2 again, but with the Demon's driver and the Sengoku driver from Set 1 and 3 respectively, and new metallics of, I think, the Wizard driver and the Sword driver, because previously for Gashapon 2, it was only the Jiga driver that was the Gashapon variant. So yeah, I would have wished if I actually stayed patient and just have gotten the entirety of Gashapon Best, just because then I could have just gotten Gashapon 3 via Candy Toy or Shokugan 4 and such. But yeah, obviously I'm a Legend Rider completist, so I'm gonna try to get all the buckles and such, even if it's gonna take a while, just because I mean, I think they're kind of moderate of like obtaining. Like I'll say like the 01 is probably like the best one to obtain. This one's only $4. But yeah, the Kiva buckle is a Lopi exclusive, while for some reason I'm always glad about this one. Like I don't get why Kiva's another Lopi campaign, because it was already like Hedgehog, the Hedgehog Vice stamp, which wasn't even in Battle Familia, is like a Lopi release, and keep the Kivat buckle or the Kivat belt, despite having nothing to do with the crossover, is the Lopi. I'm at least glad that the V buckle is another magazine pack-in, and I still need, like, obviously those things I would like to get as complete as possible, just because, you know, the magazines are nice to have, but for some reason magazine pack-ins have been pretty difficult. But so like I don't know, like I was just say, like oddly enough, the easiest Legend Rider buckles to get are the DX ones, and like even like this one is like easy to obtain. Like this is actually going to be one of the very first ones that I'm actually not going to mind getting like doubles of this one, just because all I can do is just simply like give away the double buckle, the double driver buckles. Oh, okay. So this question in particular, because for some reason Bandai did a really bad job at not like I don't know what Bandai was doing with this. So, as you guys know, with for traditional summer movies and such, they always have a premium ticket item and such. Obviously, with this year or last year, technically with Revice and Dawn Brothers, uh, Revice was obviously the Crocodile Vice stamp, while for Dawn Brothers, they showed three Avatar gears, with the first two being Revi and Vice that do the same sound. I would have preferred if I get why they gave them the Revi and Vice sound. I would have preferred if honestly, like if Revi was just the Kamen Rider Revice sound, and then Vice was the Revi and Vice sound, just so we can get more sounds out. But yeah. So speaking of that, for some reason, they never revealed the third gear at all officially until people got their items, which was revealed to obviously be Geats. Like, we kind of figured it was Geats because why else would they keep it hidden? But it's just bizarre that they didn't bother announcing it. They still haven't announced it. This is not the Lightning Collection, guys. Like, I don't know why they didn't reveal Geats. Like, honestly, when they started showing off his cameo for the trailers and such, it's just weird that like his gear was never announced and such. It's really weird for Bandai Japan just to release an item and not announce it. Just like those things. But yeah. Um what else? Um I think I was going to talking about the Legend Rider buckles, but basically like because again, like with the Geats and Revice movie, so they did an interesting thing. Yeah, so like they did an interesting thing of actually making the Vice core ID into the premium ticket item, which is actually pretty good. I'm happy it's not the other way around where it's the keybat buckle being the main one and like the Vice ID core being the secondary, because typically the premium ticket items are a lot more easier to obtain than the Lopi ones. I think it's just because the Lopi ones are like a store specific, while the premium ticket are like more general and such. So that's why it's just a lot more easier to like obtain. Well, I mean, like I'm going off of Geo and such. Like that's why it was easier to obtain things like the Tajidora Ride Watch or like Dental Climax and such. But I'll definitely say that like 0-1, they've been kind of windowing down. Like, I mean, you can find Gatling hedgehogs and such. Like Gatling hedgehogs and Rydens. But like Saber, I will still say it was really weird just because like Saber didn't even have any general movie ticket items. They only had Lopi ticket items, and I'm like still genuinely surprised I was able to get the Ichigo Wonder Ride book. Like, I got it for like a very reasonable price. This is probably like the most reasonable Lopi item I've obtained that or in a while. Just because exciting stag I had to get for like $35. This one I only got for like 25, like in the full package and such with the pin, the Zenkaiger pin, and I'm trying to remember the Geo ones because Geo was Hazard and Amazon Omega. Those ones were 25 too, so those ones weren't as bad. Yeah, the Spinal Vice stamp, that one I might have to actually skip. Those ones I have to probably like skip out on just because of how, especially because Telvikun no longer puts them up on Amazon Japan. So, um, Like, those boxes you can only get through the Tovikun site. Toe Collectibles does have them, but obviously they're a lot more expensive. Like, I think the only one I generally would have wanted was the Geo one for that big, stupid Tsukiyomi poster, but just because, I thought the Geo one was pretty neat. I know Zriken really wants a knockout fighter too. I wouldn't mind getting Prime Rogue, but I feel like everything else, I feel like Xade, Build, and Geo's boxes were really solid. I can't fault Zero One, obviously. Like, Zero One's was cool. The Soto figure was really neat. Actually putting out Shooting Wolf. But like the Humagear key was like pretty interesting. Sabers is also really neat, box wise. The book gate, you already have a lot of like Wonder Story books, so it's not necessary. It's nice that Revice is going back into what like the what Xade, Build, and Geo did, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't even think the Spinal Vice stamp will actually be able to read Vice stamps anyway. But yeah, I'm actually gonna be back because my nose is not cooperating. So let me just put something in loop.
상어를 조심해. 깜짝이야! Surprise! 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 상어를 조심해. 깜짝이야! Surprise!
All right. Oh wow, it does that faded. Yeah, there's no Stag Buster Avatar gear, which is it's kind of weird, but because I feel like they should have just I feel like Beat and Stag Buster should have been treated like the Revi and Vice gears. Honestly, like the Tiger Adora should have said like Beat Buster, then like Stag Buster, because I understand that they don't want to dedicate an entire pin set just for Stag Buster, even though they could have used like one of the new heroes for a Stag Buster, but it would be kind of weird, just because it would be like, why does Stag Buster get its own gear? Or why does he get his own gear and such? But like, honestly, I wouldn't even have mind if Stag Buster was like the Gashapon exclusive or something such, but yeah. Anyways, I'll probably actually try to like start opening things and talk at the same time, just because it's again like it's pretty nice to actually be able just to speak about things and such. But again, anyways, here's the Magnum Shooter 40X. Obviously, I did not get this initially off of Hobby Search just because shipping reasons, because I thought like I'm pretty sure that this would have pushed the price or pushed the shipping up. There's tape at the top and bottom. What is this? But I think the Magnum Shooter 40X is pretty refreshing for a main weapon. Cause like I'll at least say Reiwa's been doing a good job in not making the weapons, like the primary weapons, stale. Like 01 was only a caliber, Saber was only a sword, Revi was a axe and a gun, and then with Geats, it's just a gun. So here we have the water. That feels weird. That generally feels weird. But how does that sound? This one feels weird. I also just remembered because Bandai Mania put up a video for the Christmas the Christmas raise buckle, and it's literally using the same mechanism, which is weird. I've said this before, but I just don't keep the plastic for any of these. I know, like, I just don't have a purpose to, because, you know, whenever I do, like, if I'm going to have to repackage these, like, I get that's for the value of, like, potential reselling and such, but honestly, you know, I'm not going to start putting these things back, but, like, I just don't really feel the need of having to keep these. Wow, this is actually a pretty decent size. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Bullet charge. See, what's the point of this? Because I thought this was the button, but then it's just a traditional, like, button back there. Okay, yeah, that's pretty tiny. Oh, you push this thing. You don't, there's no tab. Yeah, this is really tiny as a whole, but I mean, oh well. I mean, I appreciate the pull tab. I like this whole pew. So assuming that's supposed to be when, like, the Magnum turns and such. Yeah, this is probably one of the, again, like, one of the best looking weapons out of the show. Yeah, this rifle is not really, like, convincing. Oh, shoot. Whoops. Oh, shoot. Then this simply just works by this button being pressed down. This feels nice. Pulling this back is really nice. And then using a raised buckle. I just realized because I moved all the boxes, I don't actually need to keep this as high as I need it to be. Because I think we can just have it like this. And, like, I feel like this is something people, I feel like, are just not really, like, paying attention to, but, like, each mode, like the handgun mode and the rifle mode, do have different finishers. And just Just looking at the playback is really weird. See, I know. Why did I not get the other buckles? Why did I not get the buckle? Don't let me. Gosh. Because okay, like this was not. I was not originally gonna take one of these one per one, but like these items one per one. But I guess we are. So let's just get the smaller buckles out of the way. We would just do one mode per buckle. Again, I apologize that the mic is not directly at this. So this one still does acknowledge that it's supposed to be that like when this peg is out, that it doesn't actually activate it right away. So I respect that. I really do appreciate the colors. Alright, I know we're missing one, but... Yeah, overall, this definitely does like actually feel good in the hand and such. It just kind of sucks that again, this one doesn't really. I get that basically because this one needs to be cheaper. This one doesn't acknowledge the like that both of these are separate because you can tell like it just keeps resetting. It doesn't like it's not like the Desire driver where immediately spinning this thing it will jump to the explosion sound. So that kind of sucks. Why did I go this all the way here? I appreciate that boost is a rainbow LED. Yeah, so boost only does the one revving. This one's obviously going to be interesting. I just really find it interesting that they actually do respect the zombie breaker. Because that one's poison charge. But it is really weird that it's only the zombie breaker that is programmed like that. That one's really tight on here. hello, Megadong. Nice to see you here. But I mean, I at least have. It's nice to actually have these ones here and such. Let's just. Where are we gonna put these on the ground? Again, I was supposed to open all of these right away, so we'll probably just do that for the next stuff or the next few things. I apologize that we didn't. There. Put these things here like so, just because. Alright, so I think because I just wanted to open these month by month, so didn't this one get released first, or was it the boxes? Wait for the next unboxing. Yeah. We'll get to the twin bubble eventually, but I guess we'll get the spider phone out of the way just because this one is the smaller one of the. Like, I always say I'm really kind of happy with how they've been trying to like actually make the phone toys fun. This is a big phone. This one is just a peg. Oh, okay. So this one when it pushes in, it's a big button. Wow. It would have been cool if maybe they actually gave out like multiple like Ryder symbols for each Ryder instead of just Geats, or even just giving you a blank one. Honestly, I feel like this is something like those Gashapon roleplay things will do. Just because, like, this is really easy to take off, so it's just like, why can't you just like customize this? But this one. What's happening to. I literally just saw. My audio's cutting out. Let's check. Great. Because I literally just saw that. My phone cut off despite being alright on that end. It's weird. Let's. Yeah, Megadon. I switched it to my profile picture just because the camera on my laptop, the playback on my laptop, I guess is the one I should be following. But like, because the thing is that my phone is saying it's fine, but then I look at my laptop, I just see a loading screen. I'm like, what the heck? The soldier form? You mean the soldier forms for glare? I wouldn't know. I've only seen the first arc of 01. But my profile picture? You like my profile picture? Alright. It's literally just a screenshot from like one of my. It was literally just a dumb like thing I decided last minute just to like recontextualize that. recontextualize. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not lagging. But I'll show it later. But I'm just trying to figure out what to open. So we'll just get the ninja buckle out of the way. Just because I think I'm just gonna open things by month. Why is there tape on the top? I do not remember. I always don't remember tape. Oh gosh darn it. Why? Okay. Yeah, Zriken pre-ordered the Jamato buckle. I wouldn't have. Well, I mean, I guess I would have gotten it. Look at this. But not like the spider phone. Oh. Ja. Gosh, I feel dumb now. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. Zriken told me that it only showed up once, the spider mode. But here's that. This. So because of the fact, I'll just start saying these now, just because of the fact the unboxing portion is gone. I got the Magnum shooter for like, I think the Magnum shooter was the most expensive thing I got out of this like Amazon Japan order, because the Magnum shooter was like 3,608 yen, which is approximately about like, I don't know if the like yen in Japan like got itself fixed, but I'm just that's about like 60, not 60, $36. And then here we might as well take a look at it now, the Tycoon ID core. I did film the packaging portion of the review. Gosh darn it. So it should be fine. Honestly, this thing still feels unofficial. I don't know. Like, this thing just feels surreal because it's just like, this thing feels fake. Okay. I don't know. Like, it's cool that it finally got released, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. It just feels like an unreal product to me. Like, this just feels inauthentic. Like, it's just like, I don't know. This thing doesn't feel real. It's just like, every time I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, the Tycoon ID core never got released. The one in my hand is just a custom one. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm just so numb to it. It's just like, I'm so numb to its existence. It's like, is this thing even real? Anyways. Like, I guess it's just because of how bright it like shines. It's just, I don't know. It's just this ID core is just really weird. Yeah, honestly, I think with ID cores, I'll honestly probably only pick up like the in-show characters, so like Shiro, Gimpen, Mary, Dapan, Kato, and like Letter. I only because like I don't care about anyone else, and obviously I would want the Revi and Vice ones because those ones were genuinely cool. like I think like it's cool that Ryder is finally jumping into that like bandwagon of, oh yeah, let's have previous characters utilize. What the heck? Look at this. It's entirely bubble wrapped. Like I do really like that Ryder is finally gonna jump onto that, even if it's only for a movie. And like honestly, I don't think it's gonna be much different. But man, we can exploit this so much. But like I am excited to see, you know, Revi and Vice or Iki and Vice using the well, okay. Vice is the only one that we've seen the ID core for, but we know Iki is going to use a Desire driver too. It's just that Iki's or Revi's ID core hasn't been officially been. Revi's ID core hasn't been officially announced yet, but we know what it looks like. Jeez. Why did I put the box away? All right. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I would have preferred if Revi and Vice, like, I would have preferred if they like amended the movie ticket item to be like, you know, just like how Premium Bandai would do sometimes. Yeah, but like, you know how like Premium Bandai, like for example, like they will actually amend items into into an order, like with the Mirai driver, where they actually added the Ginga driver unit, and like how Ultraman lately for some reason has been keeping their cards secret, and then reveal them later just to be underwhelming inclusions. But so that box's integrity is pretty good. Wow, that actually does clip in really well. And like obviously you just need foam inserts and such, but yeah, that's pretty good. For the most part. How about putting this thing in? Can you even put the spider phone in? Yeah? Can you imagine if like you got like, can you just imagine a round of the DGP? Like you're like, finally, I found one of these boxes, only for it to be the phone. I'm just catching up on the comments. So, well, Seeker's ID core is going to be with the powered builder, from what we know. And how am I going to display? Well, I mean, the way I'm going to display the buckles is that they're just going to be stored away. Like these ones are going to be stored in some box. I'm mainly going to use these ones for, well, let's get this one out of the way. But so I'm obviously going to pick up a lot of these ones just to put my smaller buckles in. And this one, again, is going to have a dumb cardboard insert. So I'm going to get a lot of... I'm going to try to... buckles in. What the heck is happening with the playback? That's not good. Sorry, I'm struggling with this, but I at least want to try to get 3 per a box, I'll say. I want to try to get like, I mean, like, I'll probably try to get as much of these ones as I could, just because there's like nearly 30 of these things. Like, speaking of these things, there's that. And then, like, I mean, you know, you can literally just stack them in like so. Why is hammer not clicking in? Yeah, hammer's not. This one's not clicking in. Like, well, basically, you can throw in as much as you want in here, basically. Yeah, well, okay, I misread that question. Seeker's weapons will not be released at all, especially if they're just... Because then, if Seeker's weapon gets released, for example, then that means they have to put out the Tech Trooper one and the Tokyuger sword, which will be hilarious. But my main, like, what I'm mainly going to use this one on is, I'm going to have one, like, my main one, like, right here, I'm going to use to hold my Desire driver and the core IDs, while I'm not going to, like, these, for what I know, suck. So, I'm not going to bother. But how do these clip on? Okay, they don't necessarily clip in, they just kind of sit on top of another. But my favorite of the basic ones is, it's between Shield and Claw. Like, I don't know, I've always kind of liked claw weapons since 4s. Like, I really like the claw module, so it's like, I'm gonna like claw anyway. In Shield, I just think probably looks the best. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just between those ones and such. But here's this one. Ha! That's an interesting build-up. See, the thing I like about this one, like, I do like how the gears are actually, like, behind the light, like, where the design will typically be. Other than that, I don't know. I kind of like. I'm not too like. I guess the buckle is fine. I'm still not too big on the form itself. All right, so that's definitely a flaw with this one. This one likes getting stuck. Which is not supposed to be how it's done, because obviously it's supposed to... Great. Like, I can definitely agree how it looks off on everyone else. Just because, like, how it looks on everyone else. So, I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't really invoke ninja. Because, like, besides, like, the stars and such, I kind of don't really get why they went with the technological angle with it. And so that's what I'm just confused about. Work. Jeez. But then gotta wait for this. And yeah. like I think the thing is that with Geats, like for me in particular, just none of the forms have been really like particularly like big to me, just because like I kind of don't really get what they're trying to go with it. But like I mean, like I can kind of like I do like the randomness of like the themes and such, but at the same time, I kind of wish that I guess it was more cohesive. But like I mean, like I'd rather take whatever Geats was doing than like Geo with armors coming out of nowhere. Because Geo never really explained why the legendaries were exactly armors. Oh my gosh. This kunai is annoying. Like this kunai only works whenever it wants to. Like, yeah, the kunai idea is cool. And I really do like the gears running in front of the lights. That's cool. But like I just want you to work. All right, so let's use this thing. Guess I might as well. Where's the speaker? Where's the speaker? Oh, it's This is literally the speaker. It's down here. You gotta be kidding me. So I guess we're... This...
Publication of the results. Mission clear. Score up. Players ranking. Gather round. Publication of the results. Mission failed.
Like, I always
Score
say...
down.
It's cool that they have these sounds.
Players ranking. Gather round. Publication of the results.
Call SM on the
Secret mission clear. Score up. Players ranking.
Wait, why am I going through all this again?
こんにちは。私はナビゲーターのつむりです。ようこそデザイアグランプリへ。おめでとうございます。今日からあなたは仮面ライダーです。
楽しそうだから化けて出てきてやったぜ。俺は浮世エース。仮面ライダーギーツだ。
デザイアカードに願い事をご記入ください。最初のミッションを発表します。邪魔エリアが出現しました。それではミッションを開始します。
さあ、始まるぞ。新しい世界が。さあ、ここからがハイライトだ。盛大に打ち上げだ。
デザイアグランプリのこと探ってどうするつもり？こんにちは。私はナビゲーターのつむりです。
Now we gotta wait. But, my favorite Ryder gimmick item? I mean, like, I do like ride watches.
今日の運勢は大凶だ。
I think there's at least like 2 phrases. Lock seats are neat. I really like ghost icons. So it's probably revolving around those 3. Lock seats, ghost icons, and ride watches. I think that's how I'll put it. Somebody pick up! Come on! Alright, I guess that's it.
Spider mode.
Waka waka waka.
Spider net. Spider mode.
It lost its head.
Spider net.
My phone minutes were used up.
Search.
I understand people liking gas shots. It's just, I get people liking gas shots. I feel like I would have liked gas shots a lot more if, like, I don't know. Just for me, like, gas shots just weren't, like, they're not bad. I have the Legend Rider ones, but they're like the worst Legend Rider gimmicks. So like, and like I really like the Legend game gas shots. Is that it? Okay. Well, I mean, we have to keep it at phone mode, but. And this one's pretty interesting because it basically nullifies any other buckle you use. Because it doesn't acknowledge it, because you have to activate it. Which is pretty interesting. Like, where to use double, for example. As you can tell, it nullifies it. But yeah, I think this thing is definitely on par with the Gun to Phone 50. Like, I think this thing definitely does a lot better job at being a phone. Yeah, I know, Ace. But like, I think the Gun to Phone 50 and the Spider Phone are definitely really solid like phone toys. Because I'm really happy that they're done with like, oh yeah, let's make phone into bike, because those things are tiring. Like, yeah, see, like, I don't mind what the, like, I think, like, I get that, like, jingle wise, like, gas jets are pretty great and all, especially of like who was doing them. But with the Legend Rider ones, that definitely, like, the Legend Rider ones, I definitely felt like were lacking. And like, because the thing is that 01 did the same thing, and yet, like, I think I've stated this before. My issue with the Legend Rider gas jets is that there was no, like, they did not limit themselves at all. They literally were like, oh yeah, let's use a level 3 jingle for a level 2 slot, and then like the other way around. So then it caused a bunch of inconsistencies. I think the Legend Rider gas jets would have been better if they were like, okay, let's reserve level 2 jingles in the level 2 slot, and then with level 3 we can use level 3, level 10, level X, level 20, level 50. Like, then they can reserve that stuff. But for some reason they just went all out. So then, like, pairing, like, even though there's no point at like pairing the gas jets up, basically when you start pairing up gas jets, it just starts becoming inconsistent. Yeah, I didn't bother getting the Gatrike phone just because that's basically just a Samsung phone. Fold. Okay, so I think next up we have November stuff, but we might as well get these ones out of the way. So I was going to hold off until I get the Libra driver, but oh well. So here's this thing. I guess I might as well eat it. I barely eat the candy in my candy toys, but I'm sick. Whatever. Look how well. Whoops. I was saying, look how well packaged this is. Hello, Jiro. Zriken pre-ordered the Jamato buckle. And I mean, glare. I don't know, going off of rumors, like, I don't know, because we don't know if he's going to be using the transformation gun or if he's going to have his own system. Because from what we know, he's using the transformation gun. It's just that his stuff isn't being put out retaily. I really do like the color scheme of the two-side driver buckle. I have the Wizard driver buckle just because that was the only one that was actually up on Mandarake at the time via Sara. Even though the next day the GQ driver showed up, but again, it's really neat that they went back to spheres. It's just that obviously they have cutouts, but it's nice seeing spheres again instead of whatever 01 had. I know Saber went back to spheres, but there's the wizard driver. Yeah. That's the thing. We have nothing about glare at all. I should have just kept Tycoon. But like, if glare stuff is premium, I wouldn't be the one getting it. Like, I will still cover it, but it'll most likely be Zrykin's because that's more of his thing. I typically don't get villain stuff unless I'm really big on the villain. No, well, Legend Rider buckles for some reason are really hard. Like, I don't get it personally. Because you would expect, because of the fact these things just play the transformations, that people would skip out on them. But for some reason, it's the opposite. Because right now, the Demon's Driver, reasonably, in my opinion, is one of the most expensive buckles because obviously most people, Demons is a fan favorite rider, and just because that thing is a premium Bandai product. So of course people would want to have their decide ups with this thing. Look at this blue LED. This is cool. I forgot to mention the Showa buckles because I was going to say, I know Josh put up a Big Bad Toy Store link for those. And like, I know a while ago Zrykin was saying that he wanted to try out Big Bad Toy Store. So I was like, hey, we can probably try it out now because apparently the Showa buckles are actually getting a retail, a US release, which is pretty neat. Honestly, like, obviously, like, why would you? I think for consistency, I have to keep all the drivers the same, but like, honestly, I think Wizard works pretty well on this slot. But okay, now we can probably take that off and just put that back there. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments, but just arrange these in a sensible order. So, like, I mean, like, in my opinion, I actually kind of liking the Legend Rider buckles a lot more than like the Vice stamps, honestly, because I feel like the Vice stamps, I was just at the point of like, oh gosh, I'm becoming a Heisei Phase 1 purist, aren't I? Just because, I don't know, like, I think with Revice, that was just hitting like, you know what? I'm actually kind of tired of this. Excuse me. But, did I pull up the... Okay. We don't have enough room, so I'll just hold off on the beat axe. See, why does this one not have tape at the top? Beats I got for I think this one was about like $27, which is not bad. Woohoo to consistency. So here we have our tertiary Ryder. Yeah, like that's why I'll say like I really liked the Legend Rider the Legend Rider progress keys and the Legend Rider Wonder Ride books. Like heck, like to the point that they did like stuff like this and such. Because like I think by themselves, like these things were pretty neat. And also just because of the fact like, you know, they actually had their own covers. But the Vice stamps were just kind of like they're neat, but like did they really have to be like I don't know, it's just like I think it's just because like what they did within the Revice driver, I wasn't really too big on. This thing's tiny. Scratch. But oh wow, I love the pearlescent white on the piano. I'm really happy they are re-releasing this in white for the single for Trust Last, because like honestly, I'm actually kind of glad they are gonna go all out on like retooling this thing for Trust Class, just because I was actually kind of worried that they were just gonna put out like Armed Special, and I'm glad that they're just actually gonna utilize the beat buckle, just because it's like, why wouldn't you? Like the thing is that oh yeah, that's the thing too. Revice was really premium Bandai heavy. Just because I get that Japanese parents would not want to buy their kids all of the Vice stamps and such. Oh. Man, that's horrible. See, like that's the thing. So like Tycoons is like really bright and such and all. But like Nagos is like barely visible. I guess that's what you get for being very paint heavy and such, but I'll be back one moment. My nose is not cooperating yet again. Where's my branding? Let me loop this.
I want to accept it. You're mine. 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 I won't 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 accept it. You're mine.
Alright, I'm back. The most weird premium Bandai item were the Human Gear abs. And the thing is that, wasn't that part of the Bandai fashion line? I don't know, 01 had the weirdest stuff in that line. Like, you had the Zaya spec that was like $200, which was like really cheaply made and such. Does anyone know what group this is? The Cake Girls. But yeah, I'm really happy that this thing is going to be released within the Trust Last single. What we know of it, it's going to be cast in white, just because those are like Kudo Kumi's like signature colors and such. And then it's obviously probably going to play Trust Last. And then wow, this thing spins. I thought it was like on the lock, but it actually like sorry, I wanted to let that go, but okay, when is the full version of Trust Last is going to release? Stupidly in the beginning of February. Which is kind of dumb in my opinion. Party time. If it's party time, we gotta do this then. Where's okay? This is party time. Let's just do. Gosh darn it! But yeah. See, like I need to pre-order that. Like, I mean, I need to tell Zriken to pre-order, but we'll probably do it in his next paycheck. Just because I think what I want to get secured right now is the Alien Ranger 5-pack. I think that's what I want to get over with. And I mean, I kind of want to order off of not Amazon Japan, CD Japan again. So I don't know, like, because I don't know where I want to order it off of, but I do think it's kind of dumb that we have to wait until February for the full version of Trust Last, because ever since Saber? Yeah, Saber and Revice. They were doing a really good job of actually putting the openings out before the end of the year, which was really great. And like, with Saber and Revice, they've been doing a really good job of actually promoting Common Rider. Like, not treating it like a black sheep of some kind. Like Avex doesn't feel like heavily ashamed of like doing music for Common Rider and such. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, they're actually actively like promoting the series and such. So it's like, that's great and all. But then like, I get that like Geets hasn't had much yet. I kind of hope we get an insert song by the end of the year, but I doubt we will. Because of like, I mean, like, again, there could be an insert for Command Twin, but I don't think there will be. But I'm just trying to think of like, cause okay, so like with Revice, they went like actively, like Avex went actively out of their way to like actually like promote, like actually tell us what the song, tell us the song details, and like actually be like, oh yeah, song will be released by this date and such. Because it was just kind of like the good old days of like Hey Say Phase 2, where like we'll actually get a single for that insert song and such. So like that's what I really liked about Revice's music and such, which is why I went out of my way to get the Revice CD box, just to like give Avex like a good pat on the back and be like, wow guys, you actually cared. 2023 is gonna be weird for Power Rangers. Only just 44 minutes. Yeah, okay. With Power Rangers, I still need to watch Super Ninja Steel, like that, which is why I want to try to catch up on Power Rangers before all that stuff happens and such. And then I don't know if there's more about Cosmic Fury, but I'll get to Cosmic Fury later. But really do like the 7OD. Like, yeah, because I know that Super Ninja Steel isn't great. Like, because I mean, from what I remember from Ninja Steel, it was just kind of like, it was alright. Like, there's not really much to Ninja Steel, but it was alright. Like, I mean, I binged, the last 10 episodes? Or from, like, I think I binged from, like, Gold's debut to the end. And I was like, it's alright. Now, for some reason, we have to be show accurate because for some reason, they're not going to allow this for Nago. Because for some reason, she can't have another boost form. I can't do this. Like, this is not right. Get out of here, geeks. Did that roll all the way back to me? I threw it at the wall. Oh, I found it. Okay. It's fine. I love how you're throwing these cores around and others are treating it like treasure. Okay.
Revolve on. Boost time. Beat, boost, grand victory.
Speaking of that, where? Oh, it's in here. But now we can actually do stuff like this. Did I really not put qualm insecurely? Alright. I should probably keep this one open just because of what is going to occur. Jeez. Let's. Okay, so I at least go for a good. I'm just checking the time. This was not the next thing. The next thing was. What is my wish for the DGP? I don't know. To have, like, actually, no, I do. I have it. I know what my wish is going to be. It's to get a wish. It's to have a desire. That was my wish. So my niece, no, actually, never mind. She's watching, so I can't say anything. Well, I mean, she wouldn't understand. But like, I don't get it. Like, so here's the thing. We got a gift for her and such. You know, AG over here. But like, it's like her, like, so yesterday a gift for her like came in, and it's basically like the same thing as this, and it was the same price and such, and yet it does more than this thing. Which doesn't make sense. So this thing's pretty tiny. Pew pew. Okay, so this thing I think you can eject. Oh, that's weird. Is it supposed to be curved? I don't know. Here's the box for this. They've been doing this since Loot Pat. But like, here's the thing. Going back to these armed weapons. These are not armed weapons. These are. What do you categorize these weapons? They're not armed weapons. Like the raised weapons. So like obviously from the three, the zombie breaker, ninja door, and beat axe. I think sound wise, the beat axe is the best, but like functionality wise, it's probably the ninja. Oh, I just bit my mouth. The ninja door is probably the best one. Yeah, like this is tiny. I like this though. Oh. I think the only thing, like, I think what I generally like out of this is like, I like how Neon, like, I like how she underhands the axe and such, like, because most of the time she like she slashes like this. So I like how she underhands the axe. Oh gosh, I like how she underhands it and such. Yeah. Like, again, I'm kind of glad that like I'm not really one that tries to get everything. I try to get, again, I mainly focus on the main gimmicks, but if I do like a weapon, then I'll pick it up. This one's probably one of my favorites. Like, my issue is that like this one only has like 3 variations of a standby and then just one attack. Which kind of just doesn't make it as like intuitive, because it's just like, at least with the ninja door, you've had like, you got like the round 1 and such, and then like round 2, like round 1 and 2 give you the same finisher, but then like round 3 gives you like a grand finisher. Not this one. This one in like the zombie breaker, you only get the one finisher and such, which kind of sucks. Like, and then I guess it's time to dive into this for these. This is probably my least favorite set. Like, I want to like it, but it's just weird. Like, honestly, okay, why is it like this, first of all? But like, I would have preferred if 01 was like this, because I still think it is weird that 01 was like a weird solo release. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Again, like I don't think these things have terms, but I'll give this to my niece after the stream. I was gonna give it to her now, but oh well. But here's drill. Can you guess what it does? Why do you pull back a drill? Who pulls back drills? Unless you're unscrewing stuff. But when you're trying to screw things in, you don't pull back, you pull in. Okay, this one's definitely a lot more springier, but like... Okay, like, I guess it's different. This one's more springier. This one's just comprised of entirely... Like, I find, like... Don't you find it weird that Hammer's the only original one by just pressing down? Why is it Hammer that's the only original one? Like, it just doesn't make sense. These ones have taken the gimmick of Arrow and just ruined it. And then, like, these two are just a mess. And, like, this one's alright. It makes sense. I like the springiness, at least. Excuse me. And then, okay, why is the package like this? I never mind shields. So, I don't mind the drivers doing this. Because I like shields gimmick. It's the most simplest thing to do. And plus, again, like, they at least change it up by allowing you to twist it. So, it's at least... It's basically shield, but just with the additional feature. So, I don't mind it. But, like... Why do they keep reusing this one? Neon's a cat, so of course, or Nago's a cat, so of course she would like O's. See, here I always submit, like, you know, making this yellow and green, and then having this as red. Okay, cool. You guys pass. How is this done, actually? Yeah, Megadong. That makes sense. Because, like, the water should have been having the resistance instead of just... Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I do, like... I would have liked drill. It's just that I don't like the gimmick of pulling it back. I like the armed weapon, not the buckle. And because Buffa would definitely be the destroyer of the world. So yeah, Buffalo obviously wanted to destroy all common riders. So yeah. Okay, so I think we got like a few items left. Just let me put these away because I forgot to do that. Because I was supposed to just start putting each of these boxes away as I was digging through these, but I haven't done that for some reason. In fact, there, that's. I don't think Tycoon's gonna get a Final Four. Because from what we know from quarter 3, it's only just Geets' Final Form and the Silver Fox Rider. Wait, there's plastic stuck on the chair. But so before we get into this, let's not forget the Magnum shooter. So
Tactical blast.
see, this one would be neat with like shooting a bunch of stars and such. See, I really like how this one's a light blue. That one's cool.
Tactical blast.
Sorry with the framing. Oops.
Handgun. Drill. Drill. Tactical blast. Rifle. Propeller. Propeller. Tactical blast. Handgun.
Then, meaning we can just toss these things in. So, I mean, nice. Do something like that. I understand, like, I get why they don't advise you doing this, but I mean, because of that, but I mean, like, oh well. What are you gonna do? Chuck it at some kid on the street? Or chuck it at your, like, a boy or something? But, and I know I've been skipping out on the. First of all, I know I've been skipping out on doing these ones in there, but. Just imagine if Tycoon's the game of Geets. I wouldn't be surprised just because. I mean, like, they made his ID core a campaign item. I don't think they're gonna try to do as much merchandise for him if they're gonna do stuff like that to him. So let's get into the miracle factor of Kamen Rider Legend buckles in this thing. Oh, I should really have thought this through. Okay.
Kamen Rider, tactical blast.
Whoops. So yeah, to no one's surprise,
Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider, tactical blast. Rifle. Kamen Rider, tactical blast. Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider, tactical blast. Rifle. Kamen Rider, tactical blast.
like, I get that why they had to just basically omit all the Legend Riders. It's just because of the fact this thing is, despite running on LR44s, obviously it's not going to be. They had to cheapen out somewhere, and I don't really mind it. Again, it's a thing you can do via sound editing, and I keep forgetting about this thing, so.
Spider Bone.
It actually acknowledges it as such.
Spider Bone, tactical blast.
So that's really cool. All right, so who is it this time? Is it Ace yet again? This is why you should never interrupt me, Ace. But where am I gonna put these? Because these ones we don't. I mean, let's just put them on top of there. All right, so playback is fine. Oh, dark barcode warrior. Where is so? Here we are with the fever slots. So I was initially just going to do an order with the buckles, but then just because, like, you know, I had to wait it out anyway. So it's just like, all right. Look at this thing covered, engulfed in bubble wrap. This is weighty. This is a weighty buckle for sure. I don't have a display Dysa. I actually kind of would want one. Specific, I really like the fireworks. So, sorry. In case I'm just trying to make scenes, the cameras are fine, which seems like it just seems like it's fine. I mean, you like, so I'm gonna like the weekend driver. I literally used like one of I don't know how to describe the bucket, but I basically like I kind of prefer the Dysas because then you're not forced to having to like use an have extender at all. I use that, the belt. What's oh well, I got the strap right here. So basically, this is how I cheap out on using getting extenders. So you get like obviously because for some reason they really like doing the. I'm happy Geets hasn't done one yet. You just use this strap as an extender, and then for example, this is efficient. Only the cut and then watching this extender. But yeah, that's. But then again, like where did I put the? I probably would want to get like those kind of things just for videos. An extender have to like one of like these random. These aren't efficient. Now I'm trying to remember how this was done. Yeah, I know about third-party belts. Those ones would be cool, but you know that they will eventually put out CSM versions of those belts. For example, because of the fact they already have the guide, probably going to see those. Those ones out now. Okay, so I already forgot it. I didn't forget. I just kept pushing it off. Like, I mean, I don't know. This is just. Can you just imagine waste any of these holders for food? I mean, this is what I really like about the Geeks weapons the best. Like the fact you can holster. So I'm probably gonna. What? I didn't do anything. Like I just really like that you can use these things. That's cool. The worst one in my opinion. I think like this one just don't, especially like you just got this big blade sticking out and such. Like I think the ninja door is definitely the best one. And then we'll go to the zombie breaker. I keep forgetting the box. Alright, so now we'll jump to the fever spot. Zombie, ninja, monster, beats, and golden fever. Yeah, you can't actually touch this part. Oh, what the? That doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. Mine's not rolling. Okay, now it's working fully. I think I messed up with mechanism. Okay. I know I've been forgetting to address the Gamba Rising QR code and such, which is actually now going to become Gamba Legends, becoming in 2023. Twin buckle, right here. But so let's. Sorry. Yeah. So this one is 074. This one is 067. This one is 064. Wizard Driver is 035. Wow. So these ones don't even have the V anymore. That's interesting. Two side driver is 024. Decker driver is 039. Double driver is 038. And O's driver is 037. Water is 008. Drill is 012. And propeller is 015. So yeah, the number system in Geats is definitely weird. Gosh darn it. Put claw back in. Whoop-de-doo. There goes the Ultraman 55th anniversary box. All right. Anyways, so what are our predictions? What are we going to get? What are we going to roll first within the fever slots? And the spider phone is 004. What are we going to get first within the fever slot? Monster. All right. Oh. Wow, Megadong, you got it. We got Monster. Man, if only we had like, if we can do an entire live stream of just putting bets on what just slot we're gonna get. Wow. I'm feeling lucky. I mean, it's funny too because Monster wasn't the first one he used, but wow, this one's really tight. Let's say beats. That's not fair. That's not fair. It didn't do a full roll. Hit! I like the hit sound. Sorry that I'm making it aim at my direction and not the direction of the camera. Zombie. I really like the re-recording. Hit! What? Okay. Okay. Let's try to get... We should keep a tally. We should have kept the tally up. So we're 235. Oh. Right. So now we're going to try to do the annual. Yeah, this one really is really tight in the Desire driver. Now we're going to see how much time it's going to take for us to get Magnum on here. If it actually wants to. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's Ninja? What? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I doing? Three. All right. One, 2, 3. So at least, because I realized with Punk Jack's ID core, his is actually probably the toughest to like put in, because his has like some resistance for some reason. He has resistance for some reason, which is weird. Really like how this is retained. And then actually, we should probably try, because this is, I've always thought this was interesting, because gosh.
Golden Fever! Jackpot! Golden Fever!
Yeah, so this one just only announces the name and such, but when you did the finisher. Wait. It's because you have to activate this. Yeah, so I just like how it adds hyper in front of whatever Ryder. So this means we can't have a hyper Kabuto in here, which is pretty funny. Alright, so we're running out of room, which is pretty great. So, Hyper Kabuto Fever. The last. Okay, last thing we got for the day, the Command Twin Buckle and the Raising Sword, which should be. This is the last item of the month until Powered Builder. Yeah, this one is pretty large. As big as the Desire driver, I would say. So, I mean, I guess this. Jeez. This. Like, I mean, I like the simplicity of this one. I kind of wish it had the lever, but oh well. Yeah, this one's definitely a lot weightier than this one. Yeah, see, this one, like, this one has the lever, which is neat, and then this one actually has a pressable button. And then it has the same, like, triggering system as the Fever slot. And then the Raising Sword itself, which is pretty tiny on its own. I guess I'll log into Superstar Lite today. I had to do that in the last stream anyway. But yeah, what's interesting about the Raising Sword is that, like, this one is completely, like, well, first of all, it actually fits the entire frame. But, like, second of all, like, this one still requires, like, LR44s, but it doesn't have a pull tab. So we'll set this in, and then simply transform like so. We will do the in-shell transformation. I really like how this looks. I actually really like how this buckle wraps around the core of the Desire driver. That's actually really cool. So obviously, he gains the sword from this point. And then you pull this down. Then you pull it off. No, you... I didn't even click anything. That was tape on my... This is a great standby, though. Solder me like so. Really do like how these buckles wrap themselves around the driver. That's actually really cool. I assume this thing is still in that phase. Nope. So I guess to do the finisher, you have to take this. You have to take this back out. Yeah, so this doesn't make sense. It's actually a pretty decently sized sword. I'll give them that. And I really do like how, like, this is crucial. That's neat. Why did I do that off? And obviously we'll use the entire purpose as to why they finally released this. You can order use this. I did not know putting a buckle on here would be so difficult. So obviously with Tycoon, we're only seeing cannon. We haven't seen jet, but we will just do the jet formation. What am I doing? Okay. Alright. And then obviously they have this as a gimmick, even though it's like, of course. I mean, I think it's a nice way of utilizing the revolve on system. But like, I don't know. I think my thing with this power up is that like, just because of how it's designed and all, I honestly don't get why this is locked under Geats and Tycoon specifically, because logically it could go to anyone. It's just that I get that they just want to prioritize the main rider and secondary rider and such, but like honestly, like we can have like Nago using this. Because honestly, I think it would actually fit with her. And then we would just revolve on for flaps. Gosh darn it. Like, honestly, like, I don't get why Nago couldn't have gotten this. Like, they might. Like, I won't be surprised if they... I won't be surprised if they actually do hand these buckles off to any of the other riders and such. But, like, besides Punk Jack, because obviously they have to, like... Well, like, I mean, with Buffa, they have to deal with the horns, but I mean, like, does that matter? Cool. How the heck are Great and... How are Great and O's the same track? Alright. Probably because it's reading whatever this one did. Like, I really do like the raising form because I do like how it's a upgrade of the entry form. Like, I just like, you know, like, honestly, I think I'm just saying, like, I guess I like how universal this, like, power-up is, despite how they're not treating it as such. But, you know. And then, obviously, you can do dumb stuff like this. Why is this really difficult? That's weird. Why do they make slotting buckles into here so difficult? There's no, like, proper place to, like... There's no, like, clear outline. You just kind of have to, like, hope it goes in, basically. And then you can do stuff like this. Did I don't know, boost it. I didn't even press this. It's so like I kind of actually would have preferred if the button was up here and not down here, just for convenience. Especially if you like. Jesus. The playback is not doing well. And then this is hilarious because obviously, because of these things, you would assume you'd be able to like insert these weapons. However, you can't do majestic stuff like this. Look how amazing this looks. So you can just have majestic stuff like this occur. This is great. Then I think one of the last few things we have to do now is this. This one's not going to be fun. Sorry. I did not even know this will still react. Because there's no ID core. Because if you did something like that, it will stop. Yeah. But this one will literally just act like nothing will happen. Or it still acts like normal. I mean, we still need to figure out how exactly Boost Mark 9 works. So maybe... When is the PowerRider ID core getting released? I mean, I don't know. Like, after we... I mean... Whenever we can actually get proper marketing. But like here we have the 5 main ID cores, and after actually You know what, Megadon? I got the answer. The PowerRider ID core will get released whenever we can get the whenever we can get the Queendom Avatar gears released. Because yeah, I've been kind of looking into. I mean, like obviously after doing like nonsense like this, I've been kind of looking into like learning how to make, just seeing like the process of how to make it like custom ID cores and such. Just because like I think that would be fun, though. Obviously a lot more costly than just do like. The thing is that making those avatar gears was already hard enough work, just because I had to just because of like what just what goes into it and such. But like obviously trying to make custom versions of these is going to be a lot more difficult. But yeah, because the thing is that with Nago, her paint is a lot more heavier and such, so you can feel the texture. But with like Buffa, Geats, they're not really like, they're soft, like they're smooth, and like Punk Jack and Tycoon, they're black, so nothing to worry about. Nago is definitely like the one that's like heavily painted. I'll offer to buy them when they are treasures. Like, I mean, I don't want to spoil much plans, but like because of basically what I'll say right now is that like I am like, just because of like other things and such, my plans right now with at least the my plans right now with the Queendom Avatar gears is that I want to at least make like was it 9 more sets of these? So then I can give away like, I'm at least going to give away half of them, and then to which that half will include the campaign bonuses of the Irene and Sugi monster gears and such. I don't want to get much into it just because things haven't been finalized, but this is definitely something I'm gonna try to like give out to people for, just because I don't necessarily want to try to make anything off of them because they're kind of valueless. But I can't like, it's kind of why I want to try to get into making these and such, because it's just like I think it would be fun, but at the same time, like obviously there has to be like a true reason as to why I would want to make these and such. To which like I don't know, like my issue is that like using like making these, obviously I just had to take teaser images and just slightly alter them and such. But with these things, I have to like obviously get PNG files and such, and like obviously that's kind of touchy because some of them might be fan made ones, and obviously don't want to profit off of that, but I also don't want to try to claim it as my own and such. So like that's kind of touchy and such, because of like I did try to find like official PNGs and such. Like obviously, yeah, I can recreate it and such, but that's just gonna take time. Like, yeah, it's probably a lot better to take the time to recreate everything from like scratch and such, so then you can technically claim it as your own. Sugi gears my want. I mean, like, I mean, like, again, like, basically, like, the reason why we're gonna do 9. So, like, again, like, I have 3. So, like, here, so I have to make another set. So, like, obviously, here's the Queendom Sugi and such, just because the Queendom gears are gonna be something, and then here's the monster one, and then I had to make another set of these ones because obviously I wanted Sugi to emit orange, but because of the fact this one's Oni sister, it emits yellow, but like Sugi's color is technically supposed to be orange, so I had to use a Tokyo gear to make this one and such. Basically, I kind of want to just kind of keep whenever these gears whenever I actually do open up giving away these gears, basically the latter half is supposed to be for whatever era people want out of, like, and I'm going to keep it to Red Velvet only because, like, for example, if someone's like, hey, can you make NCT into Avatar gears? I'm like, nope, not doing that, not covering 23 members, because the issue then is like, I want to stick with Red Velvet because Red Velvet works well within like how the Dawn Brothers gears work because of like it's just a lot easier to coordinate. For example, like, you know, there's 5 members for the most part. There's 5 core members. There's 5 members of Red Velvet. It's easy, and plus like it has most of the core colors. Like Wendy obviously could correlate with Star Brother because of blue, and then like Yuri, there's Inu Brother, so that's purple. It's like it was with Irene, Sugi, and Joy that was kind of messy because technically Irene's main color is pink, but because she's the leader, she technically has to be given red, or Don Momotaro and such. And then Sugi, again, it's like she's orange but also yellow, so it's like you can go between that. Like, okay, like here, I'll just pull stuff out because, like, obviously, I really do care with like, obviously, for like, if I give this to someone that doesn't even know what an Avatar gear is, obviously they're not going to care what the functions of, like, for example, like, no one's going to care that like this Yuri gear will specifically emit purple when you use it in the Taiga Dora and the Zonglass sword. No one's going to care about that. However, I do because I care for the person and the functionality it holds. Like, but so it's just kind of like I care for what like the functions of these do. So like, again, this second set I had to, so like this second set is basically comprised of like, well, I mean, mainly it was made for like to hold the solo stuff for like Sugi, Wendy, and Joy. So like, obviously, I mean, it was also, again, it was mostly made because like Sugi, I needed to be orange, so she uses Tokyo gear. Joy needed to be green because for some reason, like, Joy uses Kiji Brother initially, but then because I'm like, I need a green, so she uses Jew Ranger for Dragon Ranger. And then Wendy, there's no blue 6, so it's just like, all right, because of the image I picked specifically, she will be white. But then I had no idea what to do with Irene and Yuri because they don't have souls. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to use random magazine shoots. And then, like, because there's no pink 6, it's just like, all right, for laughs, let's just make Irene time fire. But I mean, like, I'm very proud of like I'm proud of these and such. Again, there's more. There, I'll admit I went public about these too quickly, just because there is an actual reason why I'm doing these. It's just that these got released prematurely, just because plans fell through heavily. But I mean, I don't. It's kind of, I don't know. It's really weird to actually hear people talk about Red Velvet other than me. It's just, I don't know. I'm in such a weird like position, just because I'm really used to being like the only one knowing. Like, again, it's just because like I grew up in the second generation of K-pop, so like everything was kind of very self-contained within basically my household. So I'm still trying to like transition, not transition. I'm still trying to like, I guess, immerse myself into the fact that K-pop is really well known to people, so, and not like something ancient. But then, even then, like if I do mention, like, yeah, like my favorite group of all time, Super Junior, people are just, like, I got like weird reactions. They're like, "What the heck? They're old." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like you guys grew up with the same stuff I grew up with, and now you're telling me I'm the odd one out? What is this?"
Raise charge. Tactical raising.
But basically, because like, yeah, like I didn't want to do it initially, but like obviously I thought it would be fun. Beast. Beast is great. It's just, I loved Beast. But yeah, like it was so jarring with me back in like, well, obviously with like, obviously ever since Gundam Style uh became viral. That was when, like, well, I was in 5th grade at the time, so that was really weird for me just to see something that was like really close, like very close and endeared with me. Just seeing it go all like everyone know about it, it was really awkward for me because it's just like, well, do I like admit to people, like, do I try to get people into this genre, or like what? But again, like, I don't know, like then my experiences during middle school was just kind of like, again, it was basically just like that's when everyone started getting into like BTS and such, which was weird because all the girls I talked to, like they were big, like before they were like into BTS. Like one girl in particular, like, but like, see, like Megadong. The thing with Fantastic Baby is that like I didn't even know it blew up at all. Like it was just a thing that my sister showed me. It was just a thing that my sister showed me because gosh, it was just a thing my sister showed. Why am I losing my voice now? Like the thing with Fantastic Baby is that what wasn't this at the time Big Bang was doing Move or Made? Was it Made or Blue? Was it okay? See, I keep forgetting when Fantastic Baby got released. It was either in Alive or Made. So I think it was Alive, but like Fantastic Baby was just kind of like, I didn't know it became viral because it was just kind of normal to me, because at that point I knew, like, I was always excited with that whenever like Big Bang would come back, because like the three big groups, like the three groups I grew up with, or that got me into K-pop, was Super Junior, DBSK, or technically TVXQ, and Big Bang. So like it was just like I never really knew about how big Fantastic Baby really got. Yeah, see, I knew. See, that's the thing, because I will definitely say that made like Alive was probably my favorite era of Big Bang, just because of like I really like songs. I really like Blue. I really like Fantastic Baby. I don't remember if there was a song after Fantastic Baby, but then Monster came out after, and I love Monster, as I've talked about already. Man, Megadong, we really need to talk more about this stuff. It's actually nice to have someone to be able to talk to someone that grew up in the same generation as you. But yeah. But basically, like, I'm mainly like, so basically my experience with K-pop was just more of like, I grew up, just second gen stuff. I didn't really stick with much girl group stuff back then, just because of the fact, I kind of like, well, I mean, like, obviously, like, I knew about like Wonder Girls, Sistar, Brown Eye Girls, I don't think I listened to Kara. I know Kara made a comeback recently, but like I don't think I remember. I don't think I listened to them. And like Tiara, obviously SNSD, FX, and such. Yeah, like Monster. Like I think what my favorite songs of Big Bang entirely is Love Song, Monster, Dirty Cash, Lies. Girls' Day? I don't. Yeah, Girls' Day is third gen, I believe. So I'm not. I've heard about them, but I don't know much about them. Because like the thing is that I don't have as much experience with girl groups, just because I didn't listen to them at the time because of like some weird reasons. Mostly just because I didn't want my dad making fun of me. Because my dad at the time would just be like, "Oh, do you like her?" And I would just be like, "No." So like, I don't know. Like, basically, it's kind of why recently, ever since I've gone fully back on my K-pop kick in like since 2020, that I've been kind of investing my time with girl groups and such. Just because I kind of hate myself for not like following any girl groups back then. But then again, like, at the same time, I don't necessarily regret it, because with this time around, when when I first like fully like, because like at the time, if you asked me like my favorite girl group, I would have said 4 Minute, just because I really liked, like, 4 Minute was like kind of like the only girl group that actually really clicked with me back then. And then like I would have said like 4 Minute FX. So like, which is why those were the first two groups I revisited when I was fully trying to like actually go back and like catch up and such. It's just that with 4 Minute, I actually kept to myself. I somewhat referenced 4 Minute back in like late 2019 or so. But it wasn't until with like SNSD that I finally broke and basically kind of started being public about like catching up with like girl groups and such. Yeah, like like second gen boy groups are definitely like my like favorite overall, and such. Just there's just something about it that's just like really nostalgic about it. Like my sister did like catch me up, or like, my sister at least like would keep me up to date on boy groups at least until like 2015 or so. Well, I mean, mostly for like YG, like because I will say like Winter and Icon were probably like the last boy groups I knew about from debut and on. And then like I've kind of been left in the dark since. I don't know much about fourth gen at all, but that's something I will probably, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. I don't have any experience with fourth gen, but I kind of want to do something dumb. But like third gen, like again, third gen was I think 2011 through like 2016, I believe. But yeah, because I mean, some groups that are third gen, I didn't even know were third gen. Like, I think technically that would be like B2B, EXO, obviously, and then uh, no, Boyfriend was second gen. I love Boyfriend. C Clown? Would C Clown be like? C Clown will be third gen, I believe. And then like there's LC9. Why am I forget? There's a bunch. Because doesn't Block B count? Block B. There's another group that B1A4. My name. See, like that's the thing. Like, for the most part, I'm very informed about boy groups, but not with girl groups. So like, oh, 20% of my camera or my phone. Wow. So that's why I kind of want to go back. Or that's why I'm definitely like trying to start going into like girl groups and such. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, like I'm taking very slow steps about it definitely, because my original plan was to just go through 4 minute and kind of try to like end it from there, but then I was like, I'll go look into FX, sure. And then originally after FX, I was supposed to look into Miss A, but then I ended up getting deep into SNSD. Because I was like, well, I mean, they are the sister group to Super Juniors, so like I might as well. And so that was like a good like year worth of like of just like immersion. And then I was like, okay, after SNSD, I'm probably need to stop. Like, or I probably need to like actually break through and just go through, burn through a bunch of them. But then it's like, then at that point with ever since like Don't Fight the Feelings promotions, or I mean like, because I think at that point there was like whispers of like Red Velvet's comeback and such. And then like I started seeing like the teasers and such for Queendom, and I was like, oh shoot, I actually might be into this. And then like, you know, Queendom dropped. I didn't pay attention to it until like, I don't know, like just something in me like last September. I think just because I was kind of like I was getting stressed about like a bunch of like stuff about like basically within like school. And then I was just kind of in a creative rut. So I was like, why not? Might as well look into Red Velvet. And then now we're in the rabbit hole we're currently in, and I'm not really too particularly fond of it, just because like I felt like I've disappointed my sister in a way. But I mean, like I think what ultimately broke me was, I mean, it's also just because I play a lot of Superstar SM Town, so like, it's like that's because that's basically just a gateway of like, hey, here are groups you don't listen to. Start listening to them. So I think that was basically just like, all right, fine. I guess I'll listen to Red Velvet because they technically are the sister group to EXO. So, um, yeah, and basically with like Red Velvet, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, well, as let's just do as much stupid things we can do with them. And it's not to like exploit them or anything. It's just because it's just like, to drive my creativity with whatever dumb stuff I can do. But yeah, so and like the thing with like, I guess I don't know how to word this, but like, I guess the thing with like Red Velvet too is that because of like, luckily SM hasn't trashed them yet, even though they still heavily mismanaged them, like all their other artists. Like with Red Velvet, you at least know there's at least going to be content that's going to be out and such. As with like SNSD, like yeah, we're lucky that we at least had a comeback, and I will say Forever One was like a nice time. Like Forever One was like really nice to actually like go through. Honestly, that's for everyone's promotions, I will have to say, are kind of like the Tycoon ID core. It's like, wow, I can't believe it happened. But at least with Forever One, it's like it's fulfilling that it happened. This thing, on the other hand, so like, I guess that's how we'll connect it. But I don't know, like I don't know, like, cause basically I know I should probably like be a lot quicker with getting myself up to date. Not up to date, but like, catching myself up with like all the other girl groups I missed out on. Like, I mean, 21 I liked back then, from what I've listened to and such. Or what I was showing. Like, I would like to like visit 21, but it's just kind of like right now I'm currently in this like, all right, I'm just gonna stick with SM artists. Despite how sucky the company is, I like the artists. Like, for example, my sister is mainly like big into like soloists or like YG artists and such. And so I'm just mainly sticking with like SM artists. But I genuinely should break out at some point and such. But I think that's mainly. I mean, that's like a pretty nice discussion. That like I kind of like. It's always like it's genuinely nice when I can actually finally talk about like other things, like just because like lately I've been kind of like, obviously this all started just because of like a 5th anniversary project I was doing for myself, that because it's just like for me, like tokusatsu and K-pop were kind of two cores of my life and such. And honestly, back then, like K-pop kind of was kind of what what I was at least able to go to, because I couldn't do that with Toku obviously back then in the day, because obviously back then you couldn't just go to YouTube and watch Kamen Rider stuff just because, or like any of the Toku stuff, because it wasn't that readily available, and yet K-pop was. So I just would typically go watch music videos constantly, or like performances and such back then. And like, and then that kind of like shifted and such, because I was as with like Toku and such. But then like, I don't know, I just felt like I always felt like one interest had to like overshadow the other. So like, I always felt like, because like, yeah, at the period when I started initially, I tried to hide the fact that like I liked K-pop. Like, I generally don't know why, because I don't know, it's just kind of like, I feel like I should just embrace the two, just because they're kind of what are most endearing to me and such. Because like, that's why like back in that period when when I was trying to mainly just be a Toku head, I guess. Like, I'll have like once per year, I'll have these relapses on like K-pop songs in my head, and I'll just be like, "Why is this happening?" And then I'll finally give in. I'll spend a month with like the groups I would listen to and such, and then it'll finally wear off, and like I can move on and such. I'm like, "Yay, woohoo! I can finally go back to this stuff and such." But then like, ever since I was starting preparing for the 5th anniversary project, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna endure this relapse and such. And ever since, I haven't had those since. Obviously, because I've just embraced it. And I feel like I'm kind of a bit, I guess, happier. But like, I understand that like obviously the tokusatsu side is now faltering because of how severely behind I am now. So like, I think that's kind of, I guess, my issue of just like, there's not really an imbalance of like inducing tokusatsu and K-pop, because it's like, for most of the time it's 80% K-pop, 20% tokusatsu, because most of my intake on tokusatsu now are just the toys and such, and not the shows and such. Because again, I mean, show wise, I've only seen up to the first arc of 01. I haven't seen up to Thouser's debut. And with like the last thing I've saw entirely of like fully of like Toku was Decade versus Geo and Geo versus Decade. So like, I definitely do want to like try to like maintain that balance again, but at the same time, like, I do want to like, I guess, consume the media in a way that makes me, I guess, like, that doesn't make it feel like a chore. Because like, I've gotten backlash about like the fact that of like why I don't even bother watching the shows anymore practically. Of just like how I don't really do anything and such, and like how uh you know like, I don't even, basically I don't do anything at all, so why can't you just sit down and like watch these shows and such? It's just like, well, it's because I actually want to get something out of it and not just blindly watch it and like just look at whatever someone else said about it. But yeah, because it's just like, yeah, it's kind of dumb, but it's just like, it's a lot easier for me currently just to like walk around and like watch a music video 3 times in a row and like, pick out whatever little things I want, like little details, then like, a 21-minute episode and basically just like regurgitate whatever everyone else is like thinking on Twitter. So yeah. I think they'll have to do with this stream. I basically went like 30 minutes over than how I originally wanted to go on. But I think basically now we're at the point where we're basically done with quarter 1 of Geats because they're not going to do much more because quarter 2 we have the transformation gun, Boost Mark II, and plus its weapon, and plus the Dark Mission box. The Legend Rider buckles, obviously, we will try to collect as we could. I don't know what would be. I don't know when exactly we could do the next one, just because of how much lower quantity the Geats toy line is going to be. And also just because, everyone's been mentioning the Jamato buckle earlier, but that's going to come out. We got the US version, which that should be in June. And I generally don't know what other things they would do. Because basically, for next year, it's just a bunch of Revice stuff. But, the next, like, the quarter 2 stuff for Geats, I'll just wait and see. And speaking of that, I forgot to talk about the prices for the last few items. So, the boxes, so this one was like about $19. This one was $16. Fever Slot was what? 27, and the Command Twin Buckle and the Raising Sword was like about 50 and such. Like, I find it really interesting that with the initial pre-orders, getting this with the set or getting the Raising Sword with the ID core was a lot cheaper than just getting it by itself, which is really weird because now, again, right now, Beat is now going for $40, and getting the Raising Sword with the Tycoon ID core is now $90. And yesterday I did look on Mercari just to see how much the Tycoon ID core is selling for. Basically, it's about between $15 to $70. And I think or actually probably $40. So this thing definitely is going for steep prices for sure. And I'm going to assume this is good. That's going to be the price for the Vice ID core. But yeah, to end this off, because again the opening is sadly gone, let's show this toy off. So using the Z metal for Jimanyan. The only flaw with this one is that it constantly misreads metals. So to make sure it reads the correct metal, just do that. I really love the dial. This dial is really satisfying. This is satisfying. Again, it just sucks that the opening is gone, but I think I'm probably going to try to get more sounds out of this on my own time, just because I think because of the fact this already got released already, I think that doesn't, I don't need to try to like figure out whether or not the blank ones say great, because what was the Jamato buckle? Because the Jamato buckle track is different, I believe. I think. Well, because it emits a green LED, so I don't know if it's just this one with a third pin, or if it's actually like something different. Because that's so satisfying. But yeah, I do like how this button is the same though as the Desire driver, because that's not the case with Raising Sword. That's not the case with that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, just because this came in the HLJ order, but this is I got the Ryder Hero Series Vinyl for Geeks Magnum Boost, just because I wanted a Geeks Magnum Boost that doesn't have a gimmick. I just wanted a normal Magnum Boost figure, so I like it. Like, I'm still really indecisive about picking up the figure art, just because that technically does have a gimmick. Yeah, it's one that's not technically necessary. Of like, oh yeah, you don't need to get the entry form to like get the full. But I mean, it's like, if it's there, then like you might as well have, like, I mean, at the same time though, this is pretty hypocritical to my statement of the Omikoshi Phoenix, because like I don't really care for the mechs for Dawn Brothers and such. So it's like I'm not gonna pick up. I'm not, with that thing, like that thing does a lot on its own. So if I don't really, and plus I can trigger the sounds for the combination without it. So like I'm fine. But like I know like some, technically that statement could apply to that too. But again, I just got the vinyl, so then I don't have to worry about, oh great, I have to deal with the gimmick. But yeah, this will be restated, but there will be the stream that was originally supposed to happen this week, but then got outvoted. The build stream that will happen next week. Hopefully, Zreika and I are better. Hopefully, we're not as sick. And then we are going to have an end of the year stream where we're going to actually, I'm going to hope it's a watch party, but it's not. We are going to watch the we're going to watch the 2023 SM Town concert. Hopefully I can get people on board. I don't know who I can get to watch that with me, because I don't think anyone wants to, because they're gonna be like, why did you drag me into this? Honestly, I hope that can be as fun as the birthday live countdown. Hopefully we don't have mistakes of like the cord unplugging off the mic, but yeah. Again, I want to thank everyone that has joined this live stream. Again, it makes me really happy that these ones actually do really well. we had a lot to discuss and such, and again, it makes me really hopeful of these ones. Honestly, I think we might unboxings literally might have to just straight up transition to live streams because it saves me a lot of space, and also I don't lose the footage. But yeah, that'll have to do with this. So yep. I don't know if I should change this up by next year. Such, but what should we end this with? That is interesting. The fade-ins are interesting. Definitely. But it kind of ruins the hard cut, though. That's what made it funny.
두 분은 맞아?